I don't like wasting food. Maybe because I grew up seeing people make use of everything. When you have an ingredient, you find a purpose for it. And a few weeks ago, I made ricotta. After I was done, I was left with a big pot of whey. And I didn't want to just throw it away. So instead, I decided to see what else I could do with it. And I got an idea. Why not use the whey to brine chicken? And the result was one of the juiciest, the most beautifully browned chicken I've ever made. If you don't have whey, you can get a very similar result with water or milk, some salt, and a little lemon juice or vinegar. But if you want to make the ricotta fast and use the whey afterwards, you can find that recipe in the description. This time, I want to pair the chicken with one of my favorite side dishes. But more on that later. Growing up, we didn't eat chicken very often. It was served for special occasions, holidays, and family gatherings. And besides, you raised your own chicken. So the Christmas chicken had been raised for a few years. Those celebrations were the kind of days people looked forward to. And you would always make a whole chicken. My favorite part, the pieces with bone. No question about it. Even now, whenever I cook a whole chicken, a part of me still associates it with something worth celebrating. To me, there is just something special about it. To prepare the chicken, I butterfly it or spatchcock it, depending on who you're talking to. People call it different things. It sounds complicated, but all it really means is removing the backbone and opening the chicken up flat. I like this method because the chicken cooks more evenly. And also, it shortens the cooking time. Now, about the side dish, I'm making green lentils. It's one of those ingredients I've cooked more times than I can count. And if you're not a fan, believe me, they can be surprisingly good. The first thing I do is blanch them. I bring them to a gentle simmer, then cool them down in cold water. It helps them cook more evenly later, and they keep their shape better. I love to cook things my own way. Over the years, I have tried all kinds of ways of cooking lentils. Different techniques, different seasonings. But there is one version I always come back to. Marco Pierre White. And if you don't believe me, when I say lentils can be amazing, then let me tell you this. I've had neighbors come by and ask, "What are you cooking?" The aroma is out of this world. It fills the whole house. These lentils call for a lot of olive oil. And I know what you're thinking. I can already imagine the comments. But trust me on this one. When you feel like you've added too much, please add a little bit more. Because the olive oil is a huge part of what makes these lentils special. It brings everything together. It's worth it. And don't be shy with the seasoning. These lentils can take a surprisingly high amount of salt and pepper. Taste as you go. Adjust. Taste again. Recipes give you a direction, but only you know how you like your food to taste. I think learning how to cook is about learning to listen to your senses. When you're new to cooking, you usually want exact measurements and correct answers, and that's completely normal. But over time, something changes. You start tasting more, paying more attention. You learn what you like, and the confidence will come. Not from getting everything right, but from learning to trust yourself. The chicken legs browned a little faster than the rest of the bird, so I covered that part with a little aluminum foil. Such a small adjustment can make a big difference. You just can't go wrong with this chicken. It never disappoints. But if you serve it with these lentils, don't be surprised if they are the part you remember most. Cheers. Cheers. Oh my God. Yeah.